SUV to round up the garbage as it blew around in the wind. Her legs protested any kind of movement after being stuck in her SUV for the night. She dumped her pile of garbage into a nearby trash bin. Squinting against the sun, she made her way onto the sidewalk of what seemed like a very charming main street. There was no parking meter in sight, which she took as a sign this was the right town for her. She was notorious for getting parking tickets. She threw her purse over her shoulder and headed toward the coffee shop, brushing errant crumbs from her shirt as she walked. An A-frame chalkboard sign on the sidewalk promised all-natural pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin scones, and she picked up her pace. Pumpkin spice was exactly what she needed. It was another message. She was in the right town. She loved the fall and everything that went with it. Her Diet Coke and Cheetos addiction would be so easy to kick if she had access to pumpkin spice. The red brick building had large windows with black awnings, and the massive front doors had glass panes with "The Sleepless Goat" stenciled on them in blocky old-school gold foil lettering. Reaching for one of the oversized tarnished brass door handles, she paused as she caught a glimpse of her reflection in the glass. Who the heck was she? Her hair looked as though she'd been finger-combing it for the past week, which she had, but still. There was not a hint of makeup or any kind of grooming skill. She didn't even dare glance down at the rest of her because she already knew her t-shirt was rumpled, her jeans were stained orange from Cheeto dust, and her bare toes in flip-flops weren't showing off a cute pedicure. Hopefully, 7 a.m. was too early for anyone else to be here. She pulled open the heavy door, and the aroma, and the sound of coffee being ground, and the vibe of the place made it seem like a refuge. The black and white hexagon-tiled floors spread across the space, and dark, weathered counters housed a variety of silver stands with glass dome covers. Vintage schoolhouse pendant lamps hung in a neat row and cast a warm glow over the freshly baked goods. Small, round, marble-topped bistro tables filled the shop, and a few people were seated at the tables by the floor-to-ceiling front windows. She avoided eye contact with anyone and tried surreptitiously smoothing her rat's nest hairstyle as she walked forward to place an order. A young woman, maybe around her age, was behind the counter, laughing with a man in front of it who had his back to the door. Judging by the way they were leaning toward each other and their easy smiles, it was clear they knew each other well. Or maybe that's just how people in small towns were. His face was turned away from Emily, and neither of them had noticed she was even there. The woman was very pretty. Her dark brown hair was up in a messy topknot that actually looked like she hadn't spent loads of time perfecting it, like the carefully arranged topknots she was used to seeing at Starbucks in Toronto. An oversized apron with a Sleepless Goat logo, showcasing a wide-eyed goat jumping over a cloud, enveloped her small form. It was all really cute. Except for the fact that no one had noticed Emily and she was dying for a coffee. She checked her watch, worried that she was running late for her appointment with a contractor. Of course, there was no one asking if they could get a drink started for her while she waited. She shifted from one foot to the other and cleared her throat, hoping that would move things along. The man in front of her turned around, and she really wished she'd never walked into this place looking like she lived out of her SUV. He was a man who made her wish she was still the polished, if tightly wound,